From Hollywood to heat maps, walking runways to watch lists, I'm Des Moines, the host of the world's first female live televised entertainment stock trading show. I'm not a money manager. I'm a host and an entertainer, and I have just learned from some of the most successful former Wall Street giants, who of course shall remain nameless. And now I'm cultivating my financial success with a lot of calculated risks and a little extra credit. This show is a first-of-a-kind look into the world of stock trading that seems to entertain, inspire, and educate viewers into the high-paced industry of stock trading. My intention is to take viewers along with me on a wild ride with my trades, the highs, the lows, the wins, the losses, as I trade my own money on live television. As a trader, not an investor, big difference, I do something pretty unique. I focus on low market cap, underfollowed stocks, coupled with a quantitative approach to equity execution, a strategy which I have learned that has been based on decades of trading activity. I am streaming live on air each market day, so prepare to expect the unexpected and show the world that quantitative trading can be both exhilarating and profitable. The sun is getting now ready to set in Los Angeles. And oh, what a day it was. We had not one, not two, but three runners. Numbers are moving faster than I can even speak. Ooh, greed is good, but not always wise. BBI, you know I love you. Thank you. Don't you love when you try and refresh your watch list to see if it, what's moving faster, my phone or the watch list? Here we go. We bought, it went up, it went up, it went up. This was definitely a Moye moment. What's your next move? You know I always say, do the responsible thing. Sell when you can, not when you want to. Folks, sound the alarm, somebody is behind me. Maybe you can even see that coming down Beverly Boulevard. Bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. Remember when you were $6 on Monday? I do. You were up over 200%. Some call it junk. I call it a treasure. Well, let's face it. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I've got goosebumps. This is a history in the making. I hope you can celebrate your INPX wins with me for a Moye moment. For sure. So join me each day as I coffee and rosé my path to financial success. Every dream has a price. What's yours? I'm your trading Belle, Des Moines, making history in Hollywood. Good afternoon and welcome to the Trading Bell. I'm your host, Jessica Moyer, coming to you live from Los Angeles and from Hollywood to heat maps, walking runways to watch lists. I'm not a money manager. I'm a television host and an entrepreneur. And I've learned from some of the most successful former Wall Street giants, who of course shall remain nameless. And now I'm cultivating my financial success with a lot of calculated risks, a little extra credit. The Trading Bell Show is meant to inspire and to educate and entertain as I navigate the market with you. Just a reminder, I'm a trader and not an investor, and there is a big difference. I focus on low market cap, underfollowed stocks coupled with a quantitative approach to equity execution, a strategy which I have learned has been based on decades of trading activity. All opinions expressed by the Trading Bell and its participants are solely their opinions and do not reflect the opinions of EverTalk or Ever Media Group or their affiliates, and may have been previously disseminated by them on previous shows on the EverTalk network. Viewers should not treat any opinion expressed on the show as a specific recommendation to make a particular investment or follow a particular strategy, but only as an expression of an opinion. And such opinions are based on information the participants consider accurate, but neither EverTalk, the Ever Media Group, nor its affiliates have verified its accuracy. Participants on the Trading Bell and its affiliates may have trading positions in a security mentioned at any time and should be deemed a conflict of interest. Viewers should be aware of the risk of potential loss in following any strategy or investments mentioned on the show. And prior to acting on any information derived from the show, you should consider whether the investment discussed is suitable for you. And additionally, of course, you should seek advice from your own financial advisor. Okay, the market is closing in 18 minutes, and it's been another low volatility day in the market, as measured, of course, by the VXX. And for you regular viewers, aka my bells, you know that when volatility is low, opportunity is limited. So we use this time to observe, to educate, and prepare when opportunity when it inevitably manifests itself. Okay, now let's take a look at what's happening in the watch list in these closing minutes of the day. FAT, aka Fat Burger, 432 bid at 454. It is down 0.10% today. Only 181 shares have actually traded. BBI 109 bid at 111. It is up 0.91% today, which, okay, BBI, thank you. Feeling good about that, especially after the news that we learned earlier this week. SBPH is 116 bid at 119. It is down 2.77%, and only 82,000 shares have traded today. FRX is 338 bid at 340. It is up 2.1%. Now, many of you are saying, Jocelyn, that's not a whole lot, but 2%, well, that's more than what you're making annually in the bank if you're lucky. NTRP 117 bid at 120. It is up 0.84% today. And APRN, Blue Apron, 382 bid at 383. It's down 0.26% today, and it looks good. It's usually hanging around 4, but with brand equity like this, I'm shocked to see it so low, just waiting for that advantage entry point, if you will. And OVN, 0.465, bid at 0.477. It is up 3.35%, of course, trading in fractions of a penny today. That's what I like to call hummingbird style, but we'll get to that in a minute. And SVRA, 255 bid at 257. It is up 1.18%. SVRA, happy that we've exited our positions when it was up over 200%, and it's just settled its way back down here to about 250. The VXX is up today 2%, so it looks like there's a little more volatility, if you will, and for a quantitative trader like me, that can equal opportunity. Okay, so remember, people, this is an entertainment show, and don't treat any of the information you hear on the show as an investment advice, because trading is risky business. I've learned from some of the best, and the stocks I'm trading have been carefully curated based on a large set of quantitative data. Okay, so great questions that have come in from our viewers, aka my bells, and they want to know, how do I know when to sell a position? Okay, so execution is a skill for sure, and there are 3 components to accomplishing this successfully. Experience with other executions gives me the ability to read the tape, and that's why I continue to trade stocks that have been previously in to learn for the future. risk tolerance. I like to reduce my risk as the stock goes higher and higher and higher, so I tend to try and scale my positions whenever possible. And of course, greed, the final component. Greed is good, a little, but it's not always wise. So I try and do the responsible thing and not necessarily go for the home run, but take my profits when I can. Next question, how do you manage the stress? Oh, great question with that. Stress, it can be so stressful when you're trading stocks, especially when you're trading with your own money, which is what I do live with you, which is one of the things that makes the Trading Belle so unique. And when you're trading with your own money, you want to do your research. But I try not to get emotional about these things. As a quantitative trader, that is absolutely key. What's my favorite way to celebrate a winning trade? Well, of course, Moët Rosé, a Moët moment. Got to do a little shameless self-plug there, of course. It is shipping nationwide. It's my first namesake rosé, and as an entrepreneur, it is so exciting to be able to share my product with you. Okay, many of you know that this is where Hollywood and Wall Street have collided. And one of the things that has inspired me to take this journey of learning stock trading and sharing it with you are movies like this. Let's take a look at the trailer for The Hummingbird. And of course, we'll show you a little promo about our upcoming trip to Miami.
500 million dollars.
I can make your life hell.
I'm gonna tear you down.
How straight are we talking about here?
Whatever's in the way, we gotta dig through. It's gotta be a totally straight line.
Mountains,
Straight.
rivers,
Straight.
swamps, straight.
Straight, straight, straight.
Can I ask what the purpose of that line is?
Our purpose is to get the stock market quotes in like 16 milliseconds, which is 1 millisecond faster than everybody else right now.
Okay. Then what happens?
Roughly $500 million a year.
Why didn't you go to Evitores?
Evitores uses human beings like disposable assets.
I can make your life hell if I decide to.
You want to buy a 12-inch strip off of my property?
Under your property.
It looks like they're building a fiber line between CAX and the New York Stock Exchange.
I know, Jenny. I am looking at it. We're gonna do this in less.
I already told you we can't.
Oh, yes, we can.
Do you think she's trying to build her own line?
I just made $500,000 in 5 seconds.
We can't let her beat us.
I'm doing everything I can! Tell me your dream, buddy.
Country home on a hill, small road, hummingbirds.
All right, say it again.
Country home on a hill, small road, hummingbirds.
I know you can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somebody rigged our network.
Mr. Zaleski. Mr. Zaleski, stop.
You betrayed me. Now you have to pay.
Why is she putting up cell towers?
They're trying to screw us.
I'm gonna tear you down.
I'm going into my meeting right now, but I'll call you in 2 or 3 hours. Could you send all the paperwork over to my office? I'd love to have this done by the end of the day. Just think of it as David walking onto the floor of the stock exchange, taking out the biggest slingshot ever, and bringing Goliath down to his knees.
We're David.
Yeah. Yeah, we're David.
Wow. As a trader's perspective, what a movie. I want to take this opportunity to explain what this low latency, high frequency is all about. Essentially, there are many companies that have created a lightning-fast data feed from various stock exchange servers to allow them to get an unfair advantage in trading with the goal to make thousands of transactions and profiting just pennies on each trade. This trading does not ultimately affect the movement of a given stock, but it's a tax, so to speak, on traders when executing trades. While this is very small cost, it sure adds up for active traders, and the fact is that these companies are making some money. Someone is losing money, and just as Gordon Gekko says, it's a zero-sum game. Someone wins and someone loses. I just wanted to take the time to let everyone know what I've learned about trading, and it's for this and many other reasons that I focus on underfollowed, somewhat distressed stocks, as for the most part with this low latency, high frequency trading doesn't exist all that much in this part of the trading market. That said, what does exist is electronic traders jumping in front of a bidder offer, and I have highlighted that regularly on our live stream. As a trader, I learned that from the best, and this knowledge is a critical component in my trading strategies. So there are two main prongs of trading: picking the stocks and, once selected, executing the trade. In the marketplace, and knowing how these high-frequency traders operates is a big advantage in my overall trading. And again, a reason why I'm doing this show, that being to share my knowledge and experience with you, and adding a little Hollywood glitz and glam, so to speak. Now, let's take a look at what's happening on my very carefully curated watch list. Okay, Fat Burger. The only time I'll ever say the word fat so lovingly. F-A-T, 432 bid at 454. Okay, you know, we only have 4 minutes to the market close. Let's see what's gonna happen with that. I was hoping, just hoping maybe we'd get a little more action with you today. It doesn't look likely. Okay, let me share another little tip with you about my strategy. You'll come to find, as mentioned, I trade in stocks that aren't widely followed by professional traders, and that's where the opportunity, well, I think it can be the sweetest. And because of this focus, when companies in this space tend to have bad news, they tend to get oversold quickly. Because since very few people are following it, there are not readily buyers to come in a moment's notice due to some sort of news event or other type of liquidity event. That said, if you're interested to learn more about the company, not just rely on the news or things like CNBC, do your homework, do your research. Every stock has an investor tab on their homepage. And from that, you can see the SEC filings and check out their latest forms, 10Q or 10K, where they explain every bit of information, especially, and more importantly, about their financial condition via their respective balance sheets. But that's on a stock-by-stock basis. Of course, always actively watching and watching right now things like CNBC, you know, Squawk on the Street, Market Zone, keeping an eye on that Dow. It is down today, the S&P, just keeping an eye on what's happening and watching that ticker tape, looking for opportunity. Usually that's stocks that have major drops in a day. That's when I know, okay, they're stressed out, somebody is in pain, that pain could be my gain. Always looking for that advantage execution, so I'm keeping an eye on that. NASDAQ is down 0.14% as well. So we are getting ready to go to Miami. Yes, we are taking the show on the road. Special thanks to Jawboy Productions for including the Trading Bell and Ever Talk Live. It's a really incredible group of very well curated financial advisors and family funds, and I will be giving a keynote speech, a Hollywood approach to market structure arbitrage. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? Yes. Of course, we'll be showing you highlights from that event in Miami, but in the meantime, if you've got any tips, tricks, questions, anything you'd like to contribute to yours truly, the Trading Bell, please slide into my DMs. Of course, you can like, share, comment, and follow along, add to the Trading Bell across all socials, and leave comments in the tradingbell.com. Okay, the market is getting set to close in a little over 1 minute. 1 minute and 12 seconds to be exact. Now, what I've noticed and what I've learned is that most of the activity is happening in the first half hour of the day at the opening bell and the last half hour of the day. And well, because the opening bell is at 6:30 in the morning Los Angeles time, we thought, let's just use the opportunity to have a closing bell moment. I've got to do a morning show after all. Okay, where Hollywood and Wall Street have collided. Trading Bell, 43 seconds to close, 42, 41, just kidding, I'm not going to count all the way down. I know, that would be obnoxious. Okay, so I'll share with you another tip while we are waiting for the market to settle in and see their final prices and change in percent. Okay, so when trading, key in on the dollar value of the investment in determining how much you want to risk, never by the number of shares, as that number has very little value. Okay, producers want me to count it down. We'll count it down for you. In 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Closing bell. Somebody sound the alarms. There you have it. Okay, let's see how this has ended. Watch list, please. Okay, so no longer relevant, the bid and the ask. You can see widespread there, and Fatburger looks like it's fractions of a literal penny all the way up to 479. So Fatburger closes at 452, down 0.1%. BBI closes at 107, down 1.83%. SBPH closes at 118, down 3.27%. IFRX 342, up 2.7. Yay, IFRX. NTRP closes at 118. That too is down 0.84%. APRN, Blue Apron, 0% change. Well, that's interesting. NOVN, that must be a bad tick. It says 0.0151. Okay, I don't believe that was the last thing to be traded. It is up. Oh, reading the wrong column. There you have it. Some days it's Thursday. NOVN is up 3%. Yay, NOVN. 3.35%. SVRA closed at 258. It is up 1.57%. And the VXX, my volatility barometer, well, that closed 1.94% up on the day. Hopefully there's more opportunity tomorrow. In the meantime, of course, be sure to check out all the highlights at thetradingbell.com. Like, share, comment, follow along at The Trading Bell, and trade wisely. We'll see you tomorrow morning/afternoon for The Trading Bell. Remember, every dream has its price. What's yours?